Welcome to my channel, you guys. JustHlengiiee. I'm back again with another video. I'm so excited and I'm really happy with the response that I got from my previous video. I know, I was a little nervous at the beginning, but it's okay. I'm slowly getting comfortable, slowly getting into my groove. So sizoba sharp, sizoba right, sizoba a-okay. Just had this conversation in my head and it was making sense in my head, and I hope it's going to make sense on the camera, because yeah guys, my bundles are depleted, my vibes are now cartelled, so I need to get myself together. If I drop this mic, I'm gonna be real mad. Okay, so I go to this place and I had to introduce myself. I had to tell them, hi. Obviously I had to say hello first. Hi, JustHlengiiee. My name is JustHlengiiee. She's looking at me like, she's trying to follow all the syllables and pronunciations and wakusehlula, right? And then, so she looks at me and then she says to me, I'm going to call you Claire because I can't pronounce that. So everyone, this is Claire. And imagine, I was just like, this lady, it's like she went to the fields, what's he left? No, left on up. What's he left? What's he right? It's peripheral, looking everywhere. And she gathered all the nerves to call me Claire. But that was some mad disrespect. So in honor of that, we're going to be talking about what my name means. So when I was born, my grandmother named me, my mother's mother, so maternal side, and she gave me the name JustHlengiiee. And my name means to be redeemed, and I've always found myself in situations where it's only like by some sort of grace that I've been able to get out of them. One day I'll sit down and I'll tell you about it, but honestly it even got to a point where I was just being reckless with my life choices because I was just like, redemption got me. I was getting out of hand. I was becoming reckless with my decisions. I was just doing things knowing that, at the end of the day, I'm just going to be okay, so I can just misbehave. And it just got to a point where I could literally feel the Holy Spirit just looking at me like, when's that? I felt it deep. So I chilled a little bit, and now I've now calmed down, and I'm a little bit more responsible now when it comes to life decisions. There is more to us than just existing. I believe that there is more to us than just waking up and having these morning routines and having these like self-care routines and having all these routines and all these things. I'm not saying that those things are not meaningful. I'm not saying that those things are not important, but I'm just saying that I think we've been called for more in this life. I mean, if you think about how detailed and how organized and how meticulous our design is, like you realize that, like, you know what, maybe I am a little bit important. All of us were just trying to create something for ourselves, create a living for ourselves and whatnot, and we forget to appreciate one another. We forget to appreciate the beauty in each and every one of us, because it's like, who has the time now? We're all chasing our dreams, we're all trying to get to where we're trying to get at, right? But yeah, I think it's important to just kind of pause, think about who you are, think about the purpose that you're meant to serve. And may not know, I have absolutely no idea. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've cried. I can't tell you how many times I've just begged for God to show me a sign, like why I'm here, or like what it is that I'm doing exactly, or like how, just to show me something, and it's a tricky one. Metric. Personally, when it comes to these matters of purpose and identity, I think we just get so overwhelmed. Or maybe I should just speak from my personal experience as someone who's just constantly like scrolling on social media and scrolling on every single app there is out there. Go and get Twitter, Snapchat, whatever it is, Instagram, Facebook. No, let me not lie, nobody uses Facebook anymore. Instagram, I've already said Instagram, but I'm sure you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. But yeah, I just feel like it's just sometimes everything just becomes so overwhelming, and you feel like you should be doing this and you feel like you should be doing that. You feel like you should be at this point in life, you should be at that point in life. And I feel like at every stage that we get to, there is always something that we feel like we're lacking in, and I think it's always really important to know, to understand yourself and to understand who you are. And once you understand who you are and you are comfortable with the person that you are, no matter what situation you're in, you will never, what's that word, there's a word, content. You'll be content, and you'll be content knowing that you are where you need to be in that sorry, my nails aren't cute, so I'm a little bit like shy. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is next time I'll do them. What I'm trying to say is, in that moment, whatever stage that you're in life, be it that you are now, maybe you are now out there in the world, in the working industry, or maybe you're still schooling, or maybe you're now, in marriage, you're now in parenthood, you're, like whatever stage that you're in life, I think it's really important to understand that you are where you need to be. And personally, for me, I always find myself, asking myself questions. Oh, it's okay, maybe by now I should have done this, I should have done that, maybe by now I should have, like, my second child, I should be, like just so many things. I should be married by now, I should have accomplished this by now, I should, have finished school by now, I should have done this by now, blah blah blah. There's just always so many thoughts that are going in my head. And then I think that whole idea of coming back to knowing who you are, for me, knowing who I am is understanding what my name means. There's something about my life and there's something about my purpose that's tied to redemption. And I may not specifically know whether that redemption is specific to me, or it's, specific to other people, or what. I don't know if I'm making sense. I hope I'm making sense. The fact that the meaning of my name has actually manifested in a lot of like situations in my life gives me that confidence to know that there is something great that is tied to my name. And I don't mean that in like a cocky sense, like, oh, I'm gonna be like a great person, or blah blah blah. Even if I am a nobody, like I am a nobody, like someone keeps saying I'm a nobodies, right? But even if I don't, even if I'm not big or out there or whatever, the fact that I'm actually, I wish I could put you in my head, but like the fact that I'm redeemed, the fact that in JustHlengiiee, like in so many situations, like just gives me that hope, to know that I am exactly where I need to be. I have so many voices in my head that are just asking me, what are you trying to say? What I'm trying to say is that your name is important, you are important, and there are great plans over your life. There is something great, you know, you're going to accomplish many great things, and those great things may not necessarily be grand things, but grand things don't always correlate to greatness, you know. That's what I was trying to say. One of the experiences that is tied to the meaningfulness of my name was actually when my grandmother passed away. And you know, when my grandmother passed away, I was actually in the car with her. She was taking me to school. And for some reason, I actually remember this experience. I remember feeling the need to sleep. And I remember I slept. And, you know, obviously, the next time that I had woken up was, you know, we had gone through the accident. And when her time came to go, I was with her in that moment. But my name actually, like, manifested into what it means, you know. The fact that I didn't see what happened, I didn't, you know, that whole trauma of that situation, I didn't experience anything, you know. I'm not to say that I didn't experience anything, but I was kind of like protected from just experiencing the chaos of that whole situation. And of course, you know, like it was painful, you know, like losing my grandmother at that age, and more so for my mom, and you know, and her siblings, and you know, and my granddad as well. It was a painful experience, but I honestly feel like in that moment I was so blessed to be with the woman who named me, to be with the woman who blessed me with that name. There is something that is tied to you, and there is something that is tied to your name. There is meaning, and there is power, and there is greatness that is tied to you as an individual, uniquely tied to your name. And it doesn't mean that because you have this name and such has the same name as you, that means your purposes are the same, or that means you have, you know, like you're gonna have the same experience, or now you have to share the success, or whatever. You've been brought into this world to create something that no one else can create. And despite the challenges of living in a world where, you know, like we have access to so many things, social media and all these things are just so in our face, you know, constantly saying like, oh, this is blah blah blah, this is blah blah blah, look at this, oh blah blah blah, oh lights over here, oh this is cute, oh whatever. And then now you feel like you need to have all those things. Now you feel like your life needs to look like this, it needs to be, you know, in order, it needs to, you know, blah blah blah, 10 guide steps to achieving this, blah blah blah. You need to wake up every day at 5 a.m. in the morning to achieve this, blah blah blah. You need to go for a run, you need to eat this, you need to do this, you need to do that, blah blah blah. And let me speak for myself. I always feel like whenever I'm not doing those things, I always feel like, oh, I'm not successful, or I feel like now I'm slacking behind. I feel like now I've just completely messed up my life. You know, like now I'm not gonna make it, blah blah blah. But if we really ask ourselves, like, where is it that we actually want to go? You know, I don't know, but for me, I'm slowly learning that what I'm doing right now in this very moment, it needs to be meaningful to me, and it needs to be like, I need to enjoy this experience right now in this very moment. I I can't experience joy in its fullest if I'm just doing this just to simply tick off, you know, some boxes to get to, you know, the next stage. Because I feel like even when I get to the next stage, I'm going to feel like, oh, now I need to like tiny to tick off a whole nother list of things, or a list of steps or whatever, to get to the next place. And there'll just always be this like this whole feeling of never arriving, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think it is really important to live in the now, and to experience joy and greatness and every good thing in that moment. You know, I'm not saying that we shouldn't prepare. I'm not saying that we should just live recklessly and just do whatever we want, you know. Just anyhow, yeah, I guess for me, part of feeling right in that moment is understanding who I am as a person. And I really encourage you as well to just, you know, get to know yourself a bit more. So guys, moral of the story is that, you know, you need to know yourself. You know, love yourself, know yourself, you know, be proud of yourself, be kind to yourself, you know, be patient with yourself, you know. And I believe when we do all these things, it doesn't just stop with us, you know. It's not just about pleasing ourselves. It's not just about making, you know, according to my opinion anyway, but hey, what do I know? But like, I just feel like being kind to ourselves also teaches us to be kind to other people, you know. Let's be real, we live in a world with other humans, and somewhere somehow we'll be forced to interact with other members of this world, you know. And I believe that we are created to be in union and to be in a relationship with one another, or to be in relationship, not in a relationship, but to be in relationship with, you know, our community, our families, and all that. And I think understanding ourselves, loving ourselves, teaches us how to understand the next person and to love the next person. And understanding that there is greatness tied to your life, there is something great about you, something unique about you. You understand that you have a purpose, have a role to play in someone else's life, and it just doesn't stop with us. And I think, to me, that's one of the things that makes life so beautiful. And yeah, I guess we just always, it's a learning curve. So like, you know, and it's uphill, so it's just kind of like, you know, but we'll get there in the end. And yeah, I really hope that this video made sense to you guys, and please do comment down below what your thoughts are, and if you yourself have any tips or any strategies or any just anything that you would like to share on your personal experiences with you know, your personal growth and your outlook to the world, I would love to read that, and I would really love to, you know, have like a conversation, keep this conversation going. Obviously, our thoughts are always progressing, our opinions are always growing and changing, and due to the way that we interact, due to our experiences, due to a lot of things. Yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. I need to come out with some kind of outro. Please help me out, help a sister out. Bye guys.